Okay, welcome back. Welcome to the part 6 of our video lecture series on AutoCAD. In this session, we will see how to draw construction lines, rays, and few other entities. Sometimes it is required to draw lines extending throughout your drawing area or throughout your screen. AutoCAD has got provision for that one, and the command for that one is X line. It is called as X line for construction line, and you can see that command here. If you expand that draw toolbar menu, you can see here construction line, X line. So I'm typing X line here, X line, press enter. It also asks you to specify a particular point, although we have a couple of options here which we'll discuss later. So once I give a point, from that particular point a continuous line will be drawn. So you can select the next point. Again it will ask for the next point. Again it will ask for the next point. So AutoCAD thinks that we want to draw a number of construction lines starting from the all points passing all lines passing through the initial point which we have given as the first point. Okay, so that is about drawing X line. For X line, first we need to specify one point, and then you need to specify the other points through which the line has to pass. So that is the basic option for drawing X line. Now we will see what are the different options what X line command has got. See, some of these options are self-explanatory. That is horizontal. Horizontal means right now you can draw horizontal lines passing through the point which you are clicking on the screen. So okay, again I'm repeating the X line command, and hope I have mentioned these things. You can scroll through the various commands by using your up arrow or down arrow. So I'm just, when I press the up arrow, you can see that the commands which I used earlier that is displayed here. So for getting X line, okay, I'm here X line. Okay, so I'm using my up arrow to scroll to the command which I want, and then I press enter, so that I'll be getting that command which I require. So now we'll see vertical lines. Here also we just need to click on one point, any point, so a vertical line through that particular point will be drawn, a vertical construction line in fact, and it is this line will be drawn through to your drawing area, or wherever you zoom and pan. Like you can see that this line will be there in the entire drawing area. Okay, so what are the other options we'll see? Horizontal. Also we have an angle. Suppose if you want all the lines at an angle 30 or 45, you can use this one. So angle I'm giving, say, let us say angle 45. You can see all the lines are drawn in angle 45. That is the another option. Then you have two more options, that is bisect and offset. In fact, we have a modify tool or a modify command itself, so we'll discuss offset later. So bisect, you suppose if you have an angle, and if you want to draw a construction line bisecting that particular angle, you can use this bisect command. So I'll show the bisect command process. So I'm deleting all the lines which I have already drawn. So I am just make some angle here. Okay, you can see I have drawn a couple of lines here, and which has formed a particular angle. And if you want a construction line which bisects this angle, something like this, you can use that bisect option. So X line, I'm using the going back to X line command, press enter, then select the option bisect, then it will ask the angle vertex point. So this is my vertex point, so I will click that one. It will ask angle start point, so this is start point, then it will ask angle end point. So it has drawn through that one, and this also is a continuous comment. Again, you can have multiple endpoints, so that it will bisect from the initial start point what we are given and the current endpoint, and some line will be created. Okay, for moving out of this, we can press enter without giving any input, or we can press escape. So that's all about drawing construction lines. Similar to construction lines, we have rays also. The difference here will be like the you know what a ray is. It starts from a point and will be extended infinitely to one direction. Okay, the for ray, the comment is ray itself, or a y, or you can select that from here. This is ray comment. So if you keep your mouse on that one, you can see it is ray and creates a line that starts at a point and continues to infinity. And a few examples of rays are also given there. So I will type the command and show ray, how to draw ray. So I started ray. Here also it's asks the start point, then it asks for a point through which the ray passes. So this also is a continuous command. So from the starting point, we can draw a number of rays like this. Okay. So once you complete, you can press escape or press enter, so that you will get all the your ray command is concluded. Okay. So, and rays doesn't have any option. In fact, it just requires a start point and a point through which it passes. So that is about rays and construction line. Now, in some cases, we may have to draw points also. See here, you can see the option multiple points, and you can see in this figure, see there are a few points shown there as like the crosshair type of things. And for that one, the command is actually point. See, if you type point, then it will ask you to specify the point. So you can either type a coordinate, or you can just click anywhere in the screen where you want your point to be inserted. Now you see that the point is very small, or point is marked there. Normally the size of the point, like when the default mode, when we start AutoCAD, the size of the point will be 0. So basically it will be very difficult to you to see that on the screen. And so before using this point, or before drawing point, we need to define the size of the point and also the point mode, so that it will be clearly visible. So if you see the command line, you can see two settings here, or two system variable here, that is PM mode, that is equal to 0, and PM size is equal to 0. And because of that, like the point which I have marked here, it is not clearly visible, or there is a point here, but it is not clearly visible. So if you want to make that point visible, we need to change these settings. Also, I would like to show you some more thing, that is, you have seen something called we have already seen something called object snap. These points can be snapped by using this node snap. There is something called node. I'll show you. See, I'm just making this node snap on, and I'm starting a command to draw a line. So when I reach this particular point, you can see that that node is highlighted, right? So the points can be snapped by using the node snap. Okay, I'm just starting a line from there. Okay, so this node object snap can be used for snapping points which we have marked on the which we have drawn in our drawing area. Okay, now coming back to changing the size of point or the display style of the point, you can see that there is something called utilities here, and in utilities, if you click that utilities, you will get something called point style here. See, I'm just clicking that point style, and it opens a small dialog box wherein you can select the type of point, the type of display you want for the point. So let me take this one. Okay, a small circle and a cross in that one. So this will be the point style which will be displayed, and also you can specify the point size, how much size it should be. There are two options here, that is set the size relative to the screen, then set the size in absolute units. If you set the size relative to the screen, so even if you are zooming or when you are zooming it in or out, the size will not be varying, or will be getting the you'll be viewing the points in the same size. But if you are putting it in absolute units, like say 1 unit, 2 unit, or for 5 units or something like that, then when you zoom or zoom in or zoom out accordingly, the size of the point also will be changing, that is the display scale will be changing. So here I'm the default value is some 5% set related to the screen, so I'm using the same settings. I'm not changing this one. Only thing is I'm selecting, instead of this particular point, I have selected a different point style. Okay, once I click this one, you can see that my earlier point has been changed, or the display style of that point style has been changed to the new one. Okay, in certain cases in your system, sometimes the display change may not happen immediately. Then you can use a command called regen. This is for regenerating your drawing. So you actually will have to regenerate. I think I have already discussed about regeneration and redraw in the class, like, or else we'll discuss that in the later classes. Anyhow, if the points is not displayed in the manner you want, you can just use this regenerate command, that is REGEN, and then the points will be displayed as you want. So now if you want to draw points, you can type this point. Okay, then you can go and click. Okay, any point, or you can input any coordinates, so that point will be created there. See, sometimes we may want to draw multiple points. So multiple points, the option what we are having here is not point, actually it is multiple points. So if you click here, you will have a multiple point option, that is AutoCAD will continuously ask for the points. See, if you use the command, okay, so for going out of this one, actually even if you press enter, it will not take, so you need to press escape to going out of this multiple point option. So if you use the command point, you can draw only one point, but if you click here and if you use the multiple point option, then you can draw a number of points in your screen or in your drawing area. And if you want to complete the drawing of your points, then you need to press escape. Here enter will not work, so here you have to press escape for that. Okay. So that is about points. Okay, I'm just removing this, deleting these points which I have drawn here. So I did delete that line also, but I want some line here. Okay, right. So the point also has got some other uh, important function. Like these two comments which you can see here, this, if you keep your mouse on this one, it is divide, then it is measure. These are two other draw comments. That is the first one. I will say divide. Divide actually divides the line segment or arc into equal, certain number of segments. Okay, I'll have one arc also here. Okay, fine. Suppose if I want to divide this line, or like divide this into some, say, 9 segments of equal length, I can use this divide command. So divide command, either you can select it from here, divide, or you can type the command divide on the command line. Okay, so I'm making divide. Okay, so it will ask me to select the object to divide. Okay, I want to divide this particular line, so I'm selecting that one. Then enter the number of segments, or it has got an option which we will discuss later. We need to study about block in the later classes. Now here you want to, the AutoCAD wants us to enter the number of segments. Say, like what I mentioned, I want 9 segments, so I'll type 9, press enter. Now you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the line is divided into 9 segments. Okay, I can try dividing this arc also to, say, some 5. Yeah, 5. So I'm just taking divide comment, then I'm selecting this arc. Okay, then I want it as how much? 4, right? Yeah, 4. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, I got I divided this arc into 4, and you can see that the entity is not actually split. Actually, we are not breaking the entity. The entity remains as such, but points or nodes will be placed at the points at the coordinates in such a manner that that is divided into, say, n number of equal segments. So that is about divide. And we have one more command which actually which actually does something similar to this, something similar to divide. So this is actually the command is measure. Okay, the command is measure. The difference between divide and measure is divide actually divides a segment into n number of pieces, whereas measure measures a distance. Suppose if I want this particular line, I want mass maybe, say, at 30 units each, maybe 50 units. 50 units is if I want to mark 50, another 50, another 50, another 50. I can use this measure command. So measure command also is available here. This is the measure command, and yeah, the command line version is measure. You can type measure. So I'm going to type measure, MEASURE, measure. Okay. Here also it will ask the object to measure. So I'm selecting this object. Then it is asking the length of the segment. How much? As we discussed here. Okay, 50. I'll give 50. Now you can see that each, this is 50, this is 50, this is 50, this is 50. Like the last one will be whatever it is remaining. So all this up to the last one, it will be 50. The last one will be some either 50 or something less than 50. Okay, so that is about divide. So one thing you should remember is for measuring and dividing or before drawing points, you need to set the point style and set the display size, then only it will be clearly visible in your screen. Even if you are not changing that, the points will be created, but it may not be visible to you. Okay, so that is about lines, points, and divide and measure. And you can see there are a couple of other things also which you can draw, a couple of other entities also which we very rarely use. So I'm not going to discuss all those things, and maybe I'll show what this is. This is donut, which which is something like which you can already see here. So here I'll show a donut. See, DONUT. Specify the inside diameter of the donut. So it is 0.5 here. I'll change it inside diameter, say 20. Then it will ask for the outside diameter. Say outside diameter be 50. Right, and you can see this is donut. Hope you remember or you know what donut is. And also we had a Android version which is named as donut, and this donut resembles the sweet or the sweet which we can get it from bakery. So the two inputs what is required for drawing donut is the inside diameter and outside diameter. So if you input these two things, and if you input a position where we want to keep donut, AutoCAD will create that donut in that particular point as center. So these are some of the major or main entities what you can draw in AutoCAD, and by combining these entities we can make any drawing which you want. So with this part I am concluding the session on drawing various entities, and in the next lecture we will start discussion on modified tools, or we can say as editing tools, which is the most important thing as far as drawing in AutoCAD is concerned. We have a number of editing tools available in AutoCAD which actually will help us to draw in a faster way, or which will help us to organize our drawing in a proper way, or which will help us completing our drawing in a very small time. So those discussions we'll have from next video lecture onwards. Okay, so happy learning, and we'll see you in the next video lecture. Thank you. Bye.